Randy Wheeler.
Here.
Susan Melfi.
Here.
Tammy Coker.
Here.
Anna Lismore.
Here.
And Mary Ann Wilsbacher's here. Advisory board members Joe Kuhn.
Here.
Bill Bruns.
Here.
And Jenna is absent. Staff, Paul Perry, Town Council Liaison.
Present.
Chris Cook, Town Administrative Manager.
Here.
Andrea Balboni.
Here.
And Connor Vogel.
Here.
So we're all here but Jenna. You've all received the minutes by email. Do you have any questions or changes of the minutes? Okay. So Randy and Anna, you get to,
I'll second.
well, you get to make the motion.
Oh, I'll make the motion, okay.
Okay. and
I'll
Andy
make that
second.
motion.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. The minutes are passed. We don't have any citizens here today. And I don't think we have any, well, we do have some new business. We have the commitment from the Ready Grant. That's new. That's
Pre-commitment.
the pre, what?
What's this word?
It's a pre-commitment.
It's
A pre-commitment, okay.
Okay, so we haven't, well,
But I've been told it's pretty much, but yeah, it's technically labeled as a pre-commitment.
okay, we have a pre-commitment of the Ready Grant. So Park Pals was one of the things that needed to write a press release. So I have made a copy of the press release. I sent this out to all of the Park Pals Board of Directors as well. And with the help of Joe and Sarah Wagner was amazing at helping to edit this. So we have, I think, a concise document to put out.
So do we have to wait then because it's pre-commitment and not?
Yeah, we're waiting until we get the letter.
And
Andrew.
we're not putting out a press release until we have the final dollars, even for mid-state. So, the information that went out from EREP, used all the information from our previous or from our original application, right? So however long ago that was. So with the information they put out as far as the dates are all very
Little
much,
strange.
little not necessarily gonna happen. So, the press release I worked up kind of lays out the dates a little bit firmer. We kind of know from mid-state, if we do give them a commitment, when we'll get things in, and then they'll give us a final price, which we will include in our press release. So we're just kind of waiting on all of that before I think we officially put ours out, because it's out there, but we just haven't put anything official out until because we wanted to make sure that we say, hey, because I think it kind of states that it'll be done by spring, and I don't necessarily think it's gonna be done by spring, so.
I would say Memorial Day would be
Fingers.
a better, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed,
But
but yeah.
we would hope to have everything before the council at their next not this upcoming meeting, but the second meeting, and then we would send the release, and then I would also send the press.
Yeah,
At the
Park Pals
park.
doesn't have a big press list.
We would use the town's list. We would send them simultaneously, and I figured y'all wouldn't mind if our list would drill down a little deeper. And, hopefully everybody's positive with what we're doing. But I would be surprised if we don't have some finalization before the next Parks Board meeting.
And then I don't know how many of you guys, if you actually went through everything I put in here about Ready, but the town council originally gave $500,000 towards the playground. They upped that to $550,000. Plus, I kind of worked with Nanette, and we put some money from the general park budget in there as well. Just knowing that there's going to be overages, there always is. So this allows for a little contingency for us in the town when it comes to that. So fingers crossed if everything works the way we want it to work, Mid-State said we shouldn't see an increase in the playground equipment if we order by December. The Ninja course may be something, maybe a little bit different because it's a different company. But the playground equipment, if we can get that, a commitment to them by December, we won't see an increase in the playground costs.
I thought that the Ninja course, we'd already signed the contract for that.
Well, we signed a contract for that, yes.
So that price holds.
Locked in, yeah. Okay.
So yes, but there may be a change coming with that. But not until I see it. So I just want to give you guys an idea. So essentially, that big, huge ramp that goes up, we've heard concerns about how high it is. We've heard concerns that people are worried about that, blah, blah, blah. Who's actually going to be able to use that? The Mid-State guys called Chris and I. He went to a big park show in Orlando, and they are, kind of selling that piece as like a piece for like elite athletes, right? And so his concern is, do we want to put that big ramp in where it's only going to be used by 2 or 3% of the people, right? Can we put something else within that obstacle course that still is a challenge? So that end piece and a few other things that kind of give it that might change. And that was all that his concern was after talking to all these people at this big park show. He likes it, we liked it, we originally wanted it, and it was a valid, but if we don't like it, then it's set, the prices,
We
and
don't
we're
have
fine.
we don't have the final stuff. We had hoped to have it before tonight, but
Yeah. But
this,
that was just him coming to us saying, hey, I was at this conference, I'm a little worried about it, I don't want you guys to put something in that people aren't
the,
gonna utilize.
the preliminary picture was more of a rock-type climbing feature with the hand, print, am I right
Yeah,
on that?
yeah.
That all skill levels could handle. Because the other problem of concern, he actually went to the conference, is once you get up that big ramp, there's no solid way to get back down it. There's not like a ladder that you can climb down the side, so he brought up some concerns. And we hope to have something soon, but there might be just a little wiggle.
And once we have it, we can say we don't like it, we want this to stay, but it was just his voice and concern after going to that big park conference and just wanted to.
And since we have time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we want to get it right.
So to double check, was the original quote just kind of all of it put together was one number, or was it priced out by feature, and so it would be that one portion of the quote?
That's what they
that's
gotta figure.
That's what they gotta figure out, I guess, because I mean, I think the quote we got just kind of laid out, I think the way it said was like obstacle course, and then it was just broken out then into turf, concrete, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think each individual was in there, the one that we got at least. I'm sure they probably have it somewhere, so we'll just have to see what that looks like.
Okay, no,
But-
that's just one of those, if it was only really one or two features that was changed, I would hope that there would be a large differentiation.
He acted
in
like
quote.
there wouldn't be much of a change. if
Because in
any.
that call, I said, I go, that's being paid for by Park Pals, who's only obligated $375 towards that, so. I
They
don't-
know
so-
the line. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
but the thing is that high, I think, what is it, 14 foot? And to
Okay.
go with more of a climbing type feature, and we would hope to have something before the Park Pals at the next meeting. And then kind of go from there, but you want something that more than 5% of the community can
Be
utilize.
good.
And I guess it was a little too much ninja in the course, if you know what I mean. But since we're trying to focus on that, and I feel like this board and the Park Pals are trying to focus on that young adult demo, we don't want something that somebody going on NBC might struggle with,
If
And
that-
that's-
If that climbing wall was, you said the original one, it was 14 feet, was it? How high is the climbing wall that would replace it?
Didn't you say 10?
Yeah.
Either
It's
10,
like a
you
rock.
can do either 10 or 8.
It's like a rock type feature that's got different, like, I wish we had a picture.
Like, kind of
it.
like almost a bouldering style?
It's like a
A boulder.
boulder, and it's got the different hand holds and footholds based on color, and the color decides what your skill level is.
Skill level, okay.
So there'll be like a little sign over to the side that says novice is green. So you would look at all the green to climb it, and then I think red was more intermediate and higher. So there's different skill levels on that boulder so that it can accommodate everybody and kind of accomplish that climbing feature.
With it having a 10-foot wall, would there be any additional padding or things on the ground since it's more of a bouldering style?
So they have, so yeah, so any playground, they have they're fall zones, right? So for
Yes.
every height, there has to be a certain amount of padding or whatever, so all that will be accommodated.
Okay.
So that's
That
kind
was-
of the part they have to refigure out.
That was in the
That was
original.
in the original already, okay, perfect.
Yeah,
So that, I would imagine it would stay the same because the height, I'd
If
rather
you got
keep it.
smaller, yeah, okay.
Now, my question,
Climb back down the same way?
No, not on the boulder. But like, once you did the wall, we didn't really account for getting down. I guess you just stay up there and
Gravity.
there was like, you could kind of slide down the side or go down the front. But with the boulder, you can choose your own way of getting back down. And it seems more inclusive to skill sets in our community.
and he just showed us an example, so he didn't actually have the one that he would even have been using, so it was just a, hey, I saw this, I'm worried about this. Are you okay with me just moving forward and pricing it out and redesigning it for you guys? And I said, sure. And so then I figured once we have it, we'll get with everybody and show that
Because we
off.
just heard this Friday. Been
Yeah.
less
no,
than a week.
no, my question is, anybody who watches the Ninja Warrior NBC or CBS, whoever it is, wherever it's on, they have that climbing wall that they have to go up. And so are we gonna be, are kids gonna think, oh, where's my climbing wall? Where's my,
I guess we'll have to look at the design and see what it is. I mean, and I think safety first, and, you know, if we think that, I mean, we could also remove the word ninja and just go with obstacle course, right? As opposed to using the word ninja.
oh, I think the word
So,
ninja is a big draw.
Yeah, but.
It really
It's
is
if we don't
a
say
big
Ninja
jump.
Warrior, because that's like.
Yes,
what
that's,
that is.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
So
a
it kind of just
ninja
depends, I think, on
course.
what the overall look is, and once we see it, then we can kind of go from
yeah,
there.
I think
I would-
ninja course would be a better term than ninja
Yeah,
warrior
he still
because,
clarified that it would be a ninja course. There's different brands of ninja courses, and since we would be mixing two, it would still qualify as a ninja course.
I remember when my granddaughter was 10, they had her birthday party at an indoor place that had all kinds of things, and they had one of those 14-foot walls that, you know, the 10-year-olds were trying to get up. And they spent probably 2 hours there trying to get up it. And nobody made it, but they really worked it. But, you know, you can only take the feet so long.
And that's kind of what his concern was, is if nobody wants to even attempt it, we're tight on money, we want to maximize what we put out there.
Well, and it all depends on your target age, I think. You know, we're not looking for the 21-year-old elite athlete. We're looking for like maybe 9
10
to
to 18,
15
yeah.
kind of range, so.
And that's kind of where he was going with his discussion. So, I mean, he apologized for not getting to that sooner, but once he saw it and he knew we had a little time, thanks to the state of Indiana, we might as well finagle it just a tad to kind of get it right. Because I would hate to see us put a big part of that feature out there and then nobody use it.
Tammy, what do you think? Would Kennedy try to climb up a 14-foot thing?
She would, but I can understand what they're saying, that I don't think that, it's gonna be every kid's skill level. I mean, if you've ever watched that show, these adults have a hard time doing that.
Yeah, and then they go on to another, yeah, they go up and then they go on. They don't have to come back down.
Yeah, I think the climbing wall would be more.
And I think it's one of those things,
all-
once we see it, we can discuss it more, discuss it further. But until we see it or see what you guys have, there's no, you know, we can't really
Yeah,
figure out too much. But yeah, I think we'll see them all side by side, and then we can kind of go from there, I think.
it's a good idea.
On Ninja Warrior, they do stop there the first round.
Oh, do they? And do the buzzer there?
We could
Okay.
put a buzzer in if you all raise some more money.
Really laugh.
We could make it loud enough to hear
No
in
electricity.
a neighborhood nearby.
Maybe put it
The
out.
church bells aren't loud enough.
It's
Yep, and then
fortunate
once
we
we- and
discovered
then-
this before instead of later,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, we still have time, and
Yeah,
I would just like, I think Andrea and myself and the town would rather err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
And at least, since we have a moment, take a look at what they're saying and get between the committees and the park pals and all that and kind of make an informed decision.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, okay. Unfinished business.
The only other thing, just real quickly, I would like to address under new business is you guys need to pick a new date for your January 1st meeting. It
Okay,
falls on a
yeah.
Thursday, January 1st is on a Thursday, so it's your first Thursday of the month, so my thoughts were January 8th, that's also the HPC meeting, but we can also always have the meeting
At
at Lou
Lou,
if needed. But whatever works best for you, but I just want to have that so that we have it,
I think the 8th, I don't, yeah, 8th of January, I don't have anything on the calendar at all.
I'm
You
good with it.
Have anything?
Yeah, okay. Candy's got a game.
Kennedy's got a game? Okay, so you can't do it. What about you?
It should be fun.
You should be fine. You're okay? Okay. And I guess under new business would be nominating someone to fill Randy's spot since he's not going to be here. And so I think,
Don't make that sound so final.
Randy's not going to be a member of the Parks
Thank you.
Board
I feel better
anymore.
now.
Okay.
and then just so you guys know, yours is a recommendation to council. So
Exactly.
council
We
could put
know
something
that.
in. Okay, I'm just
We
making
know
sure.
that we recommend
Okay,
to
just
the
making sure.
council. That's what we have always done, is recommend, and then council makes the decision.
Yes.
And so Parks Board would like to recommend Bill Bruns for the position on Parks Board. He's been a good member of the Parks Advisory Committee for how many years?
How many years am I committing?
No. Yeah, how long have you been on the Parks
Advisor?
Advisory Committee? About 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been less than a year.
It's been less than a year? Okay. Seems to me like you've been here longer, but you,
Sorry.
If you need a motion, I'll make the motion that Bill be the person. who
that
will
he be
appointed
the
by
recommended.
Yeah,
Does it count building the fortress of front?
Well, you did
Just the
that way
ninja.
back when. This, yeah, just the ninja course.
Yeah, 'cause he
So-
was on the original committee, he was one of the chairs.
So we want to recommend that Bill be appointed to the Parks Board, barring anybody from town council having anyone else that they would like to put on it. But
Not happened.
Who I am, so
Bill's been here and learned learned how we run and what all we have to do, and he's built sand traps, so that's
right.
the other thing that's very helpful. So, Randy, did you want to make that motion?
Yes, I'll make that motion that Bill be the person that the town council in its ultimate wisdom appoints to be my successor.
And I will second that.
Okay. And any discussion about that? We'll have to wait to see what town council says, if anybody has a different recommendation, but they've never had a different recommendation before. And so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. And now I don't think we have any unfinished business. And then,
one thing I've been curious about is those posts by the bridge that are dangerous, that I've seen several people run into.
Talk about in the middle of the trail.
Yeah, the black posts in a very shady area, and you come into it, and we had a boy here that had hit it. And I brought it up.
those
before,
bollards,
But there's still, you can't see them.
We'll have street look at it. They have to stay there, but we'll have street, see if we can put something reflective on it or something like that, or
they
paint 'em
have
a- paint
something
'em a
on the
color.
tops, don't they?
They have three little stripes.
Yeah, they have reflective stripes.
We'll have
like three.
street, we'll have street look at
When you
it.
come down through there on a bicycle or anything, there's shades on shades on shades on
Mhm.
shades on,
Yeah.
all the little holes where the sun, you're not gonna see those.
Yeah.
Perhaps make them yellow or something. I thought they were yellow.
No,
They're yellow, they're yellow down there, but we'll have straight look at it.
Changing them with the ones in front of the old dam building, because you can see that plain as day if they're black, but down in that, just swap the white.
Yeah.
We can get new, we'll have straight look at it, they'll handle it for us.
Okay. And since our town council liaison stepped out for the moment, town administrative manager, you want to go next?
I don't really have anything other than what Andrea called. You saw that I sent an email to a few of you that you had asked me at the last meeting to follow up on the 5K. And that, you know, you saw the response from him that it's not going to happen this year, and that they're kind of looking for somebody to kind of take it over. He's been in contact with a few of the folks. There's a running club, I think, that meets at the Honeymoon, and he reached out to them and trying to shoot for something in '26, but I have not heard back from him with that, outside of those emails that I forwarded to yourself and a few others, so that's the only thing. And then there was a maintenance issue from the last meeting with the guttering on one of the bathrooms at the Old Lock and Dam Park, and that's been repaired.
Okay, good. Town council liaison,
Yeah, sorry about that phone call.
that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say any more than what's already been said, especially with regards to the town council's desire to completely support the project at Lou Dennis and the piece of that we contributed in terms of not only the financial part, but just the letters of support to the powers that be that are given the Ready Grant. So we're behind it 100% and continue to be.
That's so exciting. Deputy town manager.
You guys have my report in front of you. It's mostly all about just the Ready and kind of the steps I took and everything on there. If you have any questions for me, let me know. I don't think there's much of anything else on there. Oh, next week I will be at the Indiana Parks and Rec Association Conference for 3 days. I kind of laid out some of the classes or workshops that I'll be taking. But I'll have my phone and everything with me, so if anything does come up, Chris is here, I'm completely reachable. It's in Muncie this year, so I'll be in Muncie. Yay.
You'll be meeting with Mid-States too while you're there.
Yeah, so Midstate is a vendor there, they also have a couple workshops, but then they, are doing a dinner for clients to talk about some things, so I've been invited to that as well.
This is very well laid out as far as day-to-day, what has been happening with the funding for the park. So this will be something good to refer back when there are questions, because you know there's going to be questions.
Oh, and the only other thing that did happen, it's not on the report, so I got word from, was it yesterday, Chris, with FEMA, so the trail was part of the FEMA, and we were wanting to do a larger project out there, as opposed to just putting riprap back. But they turned down our two options. They said they were gonna look at other mitigations, but then they sent us, today that we will get funding to put the riprap back. So that's about 50,000-ish that we will get. Doesn't necessarily mean, I guess I emailed Angel, but he's out, this week. But my question was the mitigation still being looked at? And that I don't know. So at least if we have the funding to put the riprap back, but I don't know the next steps in the mitigation when it comes to FEMA.
Because if we do it that way, and you repair the soil on the north side of the trail, because the riprap kind of hooks up underneath, the next time the water comes up, it's just gonna do it again.
So we were looking at gabion baskets and a concrete wall. Both of that, FEMA says they were not financially suitable or not, they wouldn't pay the money to do either of those. So they said they were gonna work on their own mitigation. And then we didn't hear anything, and then all of a sudden we got this award of 50,000 just to put the riprap back, and so I don't know where that went. So I'm kind of waiting. So either way, we'll put some riprap back, and we'll get reimbursed for that, but then fixing it further to really handle the river, we'll have to wait and see.
But by doing it with just the riprap, we would get the riprap packed under there, and then we could fill the soils from up top to where we won't have to remove all the vegetation in the off-season. So that is the one benefit, because to do it right, long-term, we were gonna have to dig all that out. And we wanted to wait till after we had a couple good freezes, if we were gonna go that route, and find an area where we could wrap things in damp stuff and kind of get it over to the side and try to maximize the replanting of everything that would come out of there, so that we're not starting from square one. But if we just do the riprap, that won't be necessary now.
Gee, I wonder how often they want to do this.
Well, don't get me started, because I mean, between the town and the utility, what was it, 1.6 million that we originally turned in? And we're whittled that down to where we're below a 500,000
Oh, yeah.
on what they're probably gonna actually give us money for. So, it just, it's been I mean, it's not to take, it's the people that we're dealing with, it's not them. They've been very wonderful. The State Department of Homeland Security's been wonderful. Andrea's been wonderful. Our wastewater utility superintendent's been a big part of the process too. It's just the people in DC that make these decisions and don't really give explanations even to the folks that we're dealing with.
Yep, well, when it floods next year.
But I did run into our congressman Saturday night, and I talked about the riverfront in general. And I'm gonna he asked to try to set up a meeting in the next couple months to discuss, because I know that Congressman Bouchon had made some promises long ago. And since that's all federal anyway down there, I'm gonna try to work it in pending what the outcome with FEMA is, to see if we can get some congressional help. That's the only other option, and I'm not gonna hold my breath there, but, that's the only
It took
other.
Senator Richard Lugar to get the hill put back up where the cottages are located.
That landslide.
When we had that landslide,
I mean,
the other big flood we had.
I do personally know Senator Banks, so I mean, I want to start with the congressman first and give him a chance, and then take it up to the next level if I have to. But that's sort of like a one get out of jail free card. And I just want to make sure I just want to make sure we use it for the right time, because I don't want to become that person that just shows up with the hat open, and the hands out every time we show up. So in the short term, we'll get it fixed, but the long-term solution, there are at least going to be some continued discussions at the federal level to see what we can do.
Well, that's good.
And then the only other thing, so the West Cottage is gonna be on the Newburgh's Christmas home tour, so Troy's getting that all snazzed up for us for Christmas. So that's where I wanna have the meeting instead of the East Cottage this year, since the West Cottage will be all decked out. So, there you go.
And he does such a good job.
He does.
Okay, committee reports. We've already heard about the playground committee.
Yeah,
Or no, we
really
haven't. We haven't had a playground committee.
Yeah, are we gonna meet ever again, or?
When is the playground committee gonna meet?
I think when we have something to meet about,
Well, that
Well,
thing,
yeah.
the rock?
yeah, once we have that, we'll meet again, so.
Or even the playground itself, because I think there's been a lot of changes since we've met.
Yeah, is it the exact same plan that we talked about last year?
Yeah, I mean, that's what whatever we
There was
submitted
just a
with
slight
ERAP.
change for a sewer line, but everything's.
Yeah, we had to change the curve of the concrete because there was a sewer line in the way, but that
But
was
the
it.
only thing that's changed since we last met is that curve, and then some of the fencing, where to place it, but that's the only thing that's changed. I
Yeah.
mean,
So we are gonna have fencing around it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that's one of the big discussions, Ohio Township put on Facebook that they're going to open their park in 2026. And there were all kinds of comments, the usual kind, but several people were asking about fencing on that one.
I sat out there and had lunch the other day in the parking lot to kind of watch them as they worked on a nice day, and I did not see any fencing around their playground, but it looked like they still had some features they were working on. Because that was one of the questions with where it's located. I wanted to kind of see, since they were a little bit ahead of where we're at, I wanted to see where they were, and I couldn't tell, and I didn't want to go in and bother them, so I just wanted to grab some lunch up the road, went and ate my sandwich in the parking lot and watched.
Yeah, so I'm glad to know that, I thought we were gonna do fencing.
Yeah, it's always been in the design.
I thought we had, but it's been a while since I've seen it. We've already talked about Rivertown Trail 5K Committee. And then park reports, Kiwanis Community Playground.
No update.
Okay, Lou Dennis Community Park. We have a plan. We have a pre-commitment.
I don't like that word.
I thought it was more than a pre-commitment.
That's the wording that we got.
Hey, Andrea, have you been getting more people wanting to rent the Lou room? Because we keep, with the library, our rooms being closed, we keep using, we give a list of things, and the Lou room is one of the,
Julie's doing all the rentals
Okay.
now. I haven't looked at them in a minute, but I do know, I mean, I think I texted you or emailed you whenever we started getting those phone calls in. So I know we're very, very busy. I look at the calendar every once in a while. I know we're busy, but I don't know if they're coming
Yeah.
from there or where they're
I
coming
don't know,
from.
because like, we were booked constantly, and so that's one of the places, we're like, we could try here, you can try here, you can try there.
When will
There's a
you be
few
open
people,
again?
there's a few that did call us in the beginning and they wanted the fees waived because they were nonprofits. And we have a nonprofit rate, but we don't waive fees, and I think some of that steered those people away. Yeah.
We don't know when the bids for our library are going to be open tomorrow. The ones for here were opened on Monday,
Mhm.
so yeah.
Okay, all right.
So we're thinking it's not gonna be before summer. We're not planning on summer reading being a big thing at our library because, and they'll be closed downstairs too.
Because I know the Old Dam Band held its annual meeting in the Kiwanis Building with 45-piece band.
This building?
It was really loud. Yeah, so we're wondering when that room will be available again.
Yeah, we are not booking at all, because we
Okay.
don't know.
Wasn't that, what was going on a couple years ago when all your rooms were closed down?
COVID, I don't know.
No, it wasn't COVID.
The rooms weren't closed. They did that big, they did that renovation with like the teen room or what, not the teen room, but what's that little, where you had the coffee shop now it's.
Oh, yeah, that was we had the maker space, so that wasn't,
Yeah.
we made the little place where the coffee shop was into a maker space.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I remember we used to have to go, Kiwanis met at the Kiwanis building instead
We
of
met
in
there because, well, for like 6 months after the whole COVID thing, we didn't open up the rooms. So yes, it was a COVID related, just,
Okay,
but yeah, we're back at Kiwanis, at the Kiwanis building, and everyone asked the same thing at Kiwanis this morning.
Cozy,
What are
isn't
we? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
okay. Old Lock and Dam Park South Side,
No report.
okay. Old Lock and Dam Park North Side,
Looked at it yesterday, everything looked fine.
okay. Overlook Park,
It looked really good. I'm sad that I was not here last month, so I didn't get to hear Chris talk about it.
yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. I think that would be great. I hope it doesn't take 2 years, though.
They brought it up on their own multiple times during our talk, so fingers crossed. And then we've got some action plans on some of the tree work that needs to be done, but we need to wait for 26 budget-wise to get that scheduled.
And their approval.
Whose approval?
For the overlook?
No, I'm talking for the tree, we need to do some tree maintenance.
Oh, the tree study.
The,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
the tree maintenance, the limbs are hanging down over the parking area.
Oh, that.
And we
part.
need to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
some maintenance that we're gonna have to contract out, but I need to wait for 26 budget to kick in, cause we're kinda at that magical time of year where we couldn't do it right now unless it was an ultimate emergency.
yeah. And she,
Was that at?
The overlook, if you look at the parking spaces along the eastern edge, the tree canopy starting to get down to where if you have a truck or a van or something, it's kind of brushing the top. And they need to take that tree canopy along the whole edge of the parking lot and kind of prune and raise for the health of the trees to begin with. But that's gonna be a one-day project that we'll have to get with a contractor that has the proper equipment.
If you get somebody out like that, they're by the gazebo at the old Lock and Dam Park, by the gazebo, there's a big tree there. You look up 40 feet, there's a dead log, probably 20-foot long, woodpecker holes in it. It's gonna fall sometime.
Is
It's
it
not
a,
gonna fall today or a year from now, but, it needs to be dealt with.
it's like a widowmaker type?
It's a big widowmaker. It's several hundred pounds.
Well, and that, we
Oh, yeah.
just have a roof on that
Well, it's not gonna
gazebo.
hit the gazebo, it's gonna hit somebody underneath the tree.
What we'll do then is when we set up the contract for that, we'll have them address that at the
Just look
same.
at- you can see it if you look.
Because if
kinda
they've
look
got,
up. Yeah.
I mean, with a bucket truck and if they do it in the winter when it's hard on the ground, they won't make any ruts.
Yeah.
They can just pull up and get that in 5 minutes.
It's not an emergency, but if you got somebody else out, get them.
Okay, I'll add it to the list.
Okay, Rivertown Trail.
it's good, it's there. It's, trying to think, I thought we just did something. Oh, the light, there was a light that busted by the flagpoles, but, Cook's looking into that, making sure that the other two are okay as well.
There was moisture in it and it
And
got
it just-
hot and it kind of popped the glass and
So he's
there's
just making
moisture in the
sure.
other two lights, and then also the mechanism in the US flag failed. The replacement, we're going ahead and we're gonna replace all three mechanisms. The parts should be here hopefully before the end of the week, and we'd like to get it fixed before Veterans Day, but I hadn't heard from them yet if the parts arrive, but they're gonna have to rent a bucket truck for the day and get that knocked out, but the goal is to have it fixed by Tuesday. Not the lights they're gonna have to match in order, but the power is currently cut off to the lights. There's safety cones over the busted one,
Yeah.
and we'll hopefully get that addressed as soon as possible.
I noticed another bench is missing, so I assume that they're, on the trail, I assume that they're refurbishing that one.
They're going through and assessing the benches, taking them and fixing them and putting them back.
Yeah, because just a few days before, when I was walking down there, the sun was just right, and you could see all of the, just missing paint on the seats and on the backs of a lot of the benches, not
We have-
all of
yeah,
them, but.
and, you know, obviously we want to do it faster. We only have only one maintenance person, so she goes when she can and
Yeah,
does it in between everything else, so,
yeah, and she's good.
yeah, we're
She's-
working on it.
We have no complaints with her, it's just that I noticed that, and then the next day, or it was like 2 days later, that one whole bench was gone, and I thought, well, they're still working on them. Just gotta do it one day at a time.
Are the bales of hay going to be on the bridge very long, or is there a reason that they're there?
I'm sure that was from
That was
the,
from the,
Yeah, I'm
The
just
Hall
So
wondering.
it was, because Historic Newburgh was wondering the same thing. I think it was Mistletoe and Ivy's job to get rid of the hay.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a whole thing with them right now, trying to figure out who's
Okay.
getting rid of the hay.
Okay, because riding bikes
Yeah.
across the bridge right now, people
I
are
will.
weaving around and, you know, they're kind of
I'll
sticking
let
out
Matt know, because
way.
I know that he was saying
Yeah.
that they were in contact with Mistletoe and Ivy, because they were under the impression that they were going to take the hay away.
Okay, so that'll get done then, huh?
Hopefully.
Mistletoe and Ivy were not happy when they took down the Halloween decorations because it was wet. You know, it had rained so hard, And they said, it's just miserable out here.
So maybe they were just very heavy at the time.
I'm sure they
Yeah,
were.
I'll bet that's it.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
Because they were just
Mhm.
struggling to get
Yeah.
the upright stuff down.
And I want you to notice that all of the buildings and everything, the stuff are hidden behind the fire truck and everything, because Matt said, I do not want my wife complaining in
Yeah, right.
cardboard about the stuff in front of the fire truck.
Then that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Park Pal's president.
Nothing that we haven't discussed already.
Okay. And our next Parks Board meeting is December 4th at the West Blockmaster Cottage, and I will not be attending that meeting. So
And spouses are invited and,
spouses are invited, wine is encouraged.
Bring a dish to pass.
yeah.
Yeah, bring a dish to pass.
Yeah.
Wine after the business is done.
Wine after the business is done.
Usually the
We
meeting's
know
about a
that.
half an hour, they
Yeah,
adjourn.
if that,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think one's been
I just
poured
wanted to
before the-
clarify
For the record.
for the record. and
For the
people
record,
that
yes,
are-
no wine,
No wine at the meeting.
no wine.
Chris, a quick follow-up on the, where was I going with this? I was thinking this a long time. Oh, the dock. Any,
We have gotten everything picked up from the vendor as of today. They picked up the trailer mechanism, and we're waiting on one piece of paperwork to come back. And then we have a different vendor that did the dock in Mount Vernon. They're based out of that, what is it, the Green Turtle Bay area of the Kentucky Lake region. So they're more apt with building docks that are with the river channel as close as it is. And once we get this final, they just literally picked up the trailer today. And once they have everything accounted for that they got back, we will move forward with that dock. If the river stays down and based on their schedule, there's some issues where they're gonna add an extra support that's not there right now. And you know, like on a door hinge, how you want it straight and level across with the riverbank. If you look at our current setup, it's not straight. And because of that pressure on the river channel, it puts extra torque on that dock setup. So they're gonna have to come down for a day or two before they start putting the new dock out and reconfigure those access points along the bank in a straight line to where once the new stuff goes in, it'll flow more like with the up and down like a door hinge would. Whereas now it's kind of, if you go down there, it's at a slight angle. And I learned more about docks in 1 hour with that gentleman, and I knew we had our guy. But he enlightened it. It all made perfect sense once he told us that. But the company that will be moving, the name slips my mind, but it's the same company that built the setup in Mount Vernon, Indiana.
oh, good.
One of our staff members here who used to work in Posey County kind of got us hooked up with our friends in Mount Vernon, and they gave us the information, and we've been working with him behind the scenes as we work out the dispute with the current vendor. But as far as today, we're just waiting on a piece of paper next week, hopefully, and we'll move forward. And weather permitting, you know, the foundations might be put in still this year, but I don't think we'll deploy the dock until spring of next year when the river falls.
Useful information,
Yeah,
thank you.
and once everything's finalized and there's a plan, we'll put out the information on social media and update everybody accordingly at the town council as well. You're getting a preview for next Wednesday night. But no, it's just, I feel we're in a better place now, and so does the team. And unfortunately, you learn. I mean, the gentleman that we're working with now buys parts from who we were working with, and he was surprised to hear some of the challenges that we were having. So, you know, everything's kind of tight right now with employees, and I don't want to speak on their business, but they've made it right. We've decided to mutually part ways, and we're starting over, but not from square one. We've got a guy in the wings. We just probably officially move forward with him at the next town council meeting.
And there will be a new system for people to pay to use the area.
We're waiting on the, we're still looking into that. There will be a new way to where you can scan a QR code
Yeah.
and pay, but they do make like a system where you can have like a kiosk and you put a line, you line the area with a numbering and you can program and pay with a number like a spot. We have investigated that, but due to funding and stuff, we're probably gonna stick with the QR code for now. So there will be a sign where somebody can just scan and like Venmo the town, the payment, so it's paperless and there's a trail.
21st century, I love it.
Well, we're trying to get there. But yeah, I mean, it's live and learn. I mean, I've been in contact with the boating community. There was, especially the fishermen that utilize that dock. When it was at its lowest stage, there's an obstruction that we're trying to figure out, dead center on the dock. And I had some of the fishermen run over it with their side scan and their sonar to try to give us an idea. And there's going to be a training exercise in the future with the volunteer fire department divers. They're going to have to go out there and kind of investigate what that is, and then figure out how to kind of, we think with the flood water, it might have jostled something because there's still parts of the old lock and dam there.
Right, yeah.
And with the amount of current that we had this past April, there's no telling. And I asked if the fishermen could tell if it was a car, because in my past life, my river camp was right by Angel Mound's boat ramp, and every time they did a training exercise, 5 or 6 stolen vehicles would pop out. And we feel confident that it's not metal. It's something like a chunk of a rock or a piece of the old lock and dam. But I'll keep you updated as we progress on that. And I'll email you if it's after January.
Thank you.
You're gonna miss us.
I know I will, yeah.
You
It's been
certainly
fun.
will.
You can watch us on,
Yeah.
That's right. Sit back, have a beer.
Yeah. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.